Okay, good evening once more. Tonight we are going to be look as a business analyst or in business analysis. We are going to be discussing use cases and use case diagram. We are going to understand what's use cases and put it in a diagram. So the use case is how an actor interacts with a system. So what are the functionalities that system provide to the actor in order to achieve a particular goal using that particular system? So that's what we're going to be looking at. As a business analyst, if you are designing a solution for a client, you must provide a use cases and use cases diagram so that your client will understand all the benefits attached to that particular system. So this is what we're going to look at tonight. Okay. Okay.
Zizi.
So can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Okay, let's start by trying to understand what use case is. So a use case describes a specific interaction between a user. The user is called actor. That is the name we use to describe a user. And a system. A system can be applications. It can be a CRM application. It can be e-commerce application. It can be ERP application. It can be the mobile application you have on your phone. It can be something like WhatsApp. These are applications. They are called systems. So the use case describes specific interaction between the actor and the system. So if you are now, as we are using this Microsoft Team for workshop, meeting, a lot of things, Microsoft Team is a system, and you using it like the way I'm using it to teach every time, have meeting with you. So I'm now the actor. So the use case is trying to understand the relationship. How do I interact with this system? And what benefit do I achieve by using this system, using some of the specific features and functionalities? We focus on what functionality the system provides from the user's perspective, outlining steps involved in achieving a particular goal. Okay, sending a text message or posting a video on your status on WhatsApp is a use case. Using your WhatsApp to have a conference call is a use case. Okay, in CRM system, using a CRM system to manage a lead is a use case. Okay, in e-commerce application, such as Jumia or Amazon, purchasing a product from Jumia e-commerce is a use case. Okay, in Facebook, posting a content, your birthday content on Facebook is a use case. Creating a group is a use case. So these are various use cases. Now, a client hired you to implement an application or solution for him or her. They don't know anything about that system. So before the implementation takes place, you need to provide use cases so that they understand the benefits they are going to derive from implementing that solution. Okay. Use cases focuses on what and not how. What are we getting? It defines functionality delivered by the system, outlining without going into technical details on how those functionalities are implemented. So is what are we getting? What? So not how are we doing it. It's not telling you how, but what is more of communicating benefit. And that's why it's very, very important. So that while the client is waiting for the system to be implemented, you're already communicating benefit and increasing their appetite, their enthusiasm, their excitement on the application you are planning to implement for them, showing them the value for their money, their investment. Okay, goal-oriented. Each use case represents a complete flow of activities that achieve a specific goal for the actor. User-centric. Use cases are written from the perspective of the user, highlighting how they interact with the system. Now, we've seen use case. What is use case diagram? We use the diagram to express these activities. We use a diagram to express how a user and the system interact and show the relationship. That is use case diagram. Everything we do in business analysis, we model them. That is our language. Our language is modeling. And we use this particular language called Unified Modeling Language. So use case diagram is part of Unified Modeling Language. That is the language of a business analyst. That is our technical language, modeling. That's why I was telling people, you finish your documentation, I have not seen your modeling. You need to model the current process you documented before you proceed into analysis. So that is use case diagram. We're going to use use case diagram to model all the use cases we've identified for more clarity. Clients, business leaders, they don't want big stories. They are very busy set of human beings, and when you are dealing with them, you make everything very snappy, make things very easy for them. They are going to love you for communicating value to them in a very in a snapshot. You've communicated a very big. But when you start trying to write a big comprehension on how to the benefit, the system, the actor, it might contain like 10 pages for you to, but at the end, they don't have time to go through all these documents. So all they need is a diagram. Oh, they'll see it, they'll be happy. So that's why we use a use case diagram. So a diagram is a visual representation of use cases and actors. It uses a standardized set of symbols to depict the interaction between a system and the external entities, which is the actors. The actors are the external entities interacting with the system. Here are what use case diagram typically include. In use case diagram, we have actors represented by a stick figure. They represent any user, not just individual, any external body interacting with a particular system. For instance, in Facebook, let's say Facebook is a system. We know that we have other systems that can be interacting with Facebook. You know, Facebook have a payment system. If you want to make a payment in Facebook, you need to connect to a third-party application like Visa card, MasterCard, all these PayPal, all these third-party applications are actors as well. They are interacting, exchanging information with the main system. So it's not only human being that can be called actor. Any other system, human or not human, external entity, called external entities. So use case is enclosed in an oval shape. It's not like a circle, but an oval, just like a shape, the shape of an egg. They represent functionalities offered by the system. Relationship, this is line connecting the external entity called actor to the use case within the system. Showing how they interact. Once they connect, they see their relationship, knowing which actor is performing which use case within the system. Benefits of use case diagram: improve communication. They provide a clear and concise way to communicate system requirements between developers and stakeholders and users. So you use these to communicate in a very snapshot the way the system is going to be used. Enhanced understanding. They provide they help to visualize the system functionality and how different actors interact with it, and early identification of issues. They can help identify potential problems or missing functionalities early in the development process. For instance, if you are trying to show your clients all the use cases, the way they are going to be using the system, all the benefits, and the client is looking for a particular use case or a particular benefit, and that is not captured, that is a way to identify missing requirements. So use cases and use case diagram are valuable tools in software development, system design, and requirement gathering. They provide a shared understanding of the system functionalities and how it will be used by different actors. I provided 2 systems with their use cases and diagram. Here we have Dynamics 365 CRM sales use case document. So in these use cases, you see various use cases here, their description and their benefit. This is a CRM system. How a user, if you're implementing a CRM system for your client, with this, your client already seen what they can achieve with the CRM system, their benefits. For instance, These are use cases. Lead management is a use case, and the description here: capture and qualify lead from various sources such as web form, marketing campaign, and event. Track lead interaction, course emails, and score lead based on defined criteria. So this is a use case, and you can see what this use case is all about. And here is benefits: improve lead nurturing, faster qualification of lead for sales rep, and increase conversion. So now, during this benefit, he has described how this actor will be benefiting from this particular use case. This actor called sales rep. And opportunity management. This is the description: create and manage sales opportunity throughout the sales cycle. Qualification, proposal, negotiation, and closing. Track key metrics like opportunity size, close possibilities, and forecast revenue. The benefit here: enhance sales pipeline visibility, improving forecast accuracy, and streamline deals. Then we have content management, store contact management, store detailed information about customers and prospects. This is a use case. This is their description, and this is the benefit. So you see various use cases we are capturing here, and there are various benefits attached to it. So that's use cases. Then we move to use case diagram for this particular Dynamics 365 CRM system. So here we have the actors. So for us to create a use case diagram, we need to have actor, use cases, and the relationship. This will help us to create a use case diagram. And the actors we've identified here. We identify sales representative, which initiate and manage sales processes, including lead and contact management. We have marketing agents that generate leads and qualify potential customers. We have customers interact with the sales representatives and provide feedback. So these are actors that can use the CRM system. And there are various use cases here. Like we said earlier, here we have a lead capture, lead qualification, opportunity creation, opportunity management, contact management, activity management, and reporting and analytics, and customer interaction. So these are use cases we've captured with this. From this Dynamics 365 CRM sales that will help us to create a use case diagram. So how do we create the relationship? You see the relationship here. So we see marketing team generate lead, that's the relationship. Sales rep qualify lead. Sales rep create opportunity. Sales rep manage opportunity. Sales rep create and maintain contact. Sales reps schedule and track activity. Sales manager generate report. Customer interact with sales rep. So you see various relationships going on within these systems. You can see that Sales rep has a lot to do with this CRM system. So CRM, sales agent, also sales rep or sales people, sales executives, they have a lot to do with CRM systems. So now to create a use case, here we create a use case here. This is a container. This container is the system. And within this system, we have this this man, call it hanging man. This hanging man is the actors. They are the hanging man. We have 3 or 4 hanging men here that call them actors. We'll see marketing agent, we'll see sales rep, we'll see sales manager, we see customer, and this is the system itself, Dynamics 365 CRM. So that is how it looks. So which we are going to quickly, we already know how to use draw.io. You see, I use draw.io to do this. So you can do this using draw.io. So if it will have to be fast so that we go to draw.io and do it so that some of us who have forgotten how to use draw.io will refresh their memories. So that is it. So another use case we've captured here is use case and use case diagram for Dynamics 365 ERP Business Central. And this Business Central, we have actors. The actors we've captured here are the system administrator, we have accountant, we have sales representative, we have inventory manager, we have procurement manager, we have customer, we have systems, external system or services, you know, that interacts with the, say, like bank and payment gateway services, shipping agent, and the rest of them. So these are all the actors that interact with this ERP system called Business Central from Microsoft Dynamics. And these are various use cases captured here. We see system setup and configuration by the actor, administrator, and then we'll have manage financial by actor called accountant. Then we'll have create and manage sales order by actor called sales rep. Then we'll have track inventory level by an actor called inventory manager. Then we'll have procurement and vendor management by the actor called procurement manager. We have customer portal interaction by the actor called customer. Then we'll have integration with external system by actor called system. And then we have generate business insights by actor called administrator and accountant. So you see various use cases and their actors and description of how they interact with the system. So with this, we've not implemented any ERP system, but you already giving your client insights of what is going to look like, what can be achieved through this particular system or application or solution, whichever name you want to call it. Then we have use case diagram for this. So capture the actors, and then we'll capture the use cases, and then we connect them. So that's how this is done in a very snapshot. So all of us, you need to create this, you need to do this. Everybody must have to submit this use case diagram. It's been long, we've not done any practice. we've been following projects, but if we can make our time to create this, that would be very awesome. Because anyway, we are going to create it in our project. So to refresh our memory for those who have forgotten how to use Draw.io, I will quickly do a quick use case diagram for the 365 Business Central. So I proceed to Draw.io and it's loading. Okay, we want to save this on my Google Drive. I pick Google Drive and I authorize. I tries to save on my Google Drive and I'll continue and continue. And now it's asking me if I need to open an existing. If I have an existing document I've been working on, which I've closed, I can open it and continue where I stop. But I'm creating a new canvas, a new diagram. So because it's a black canvas, I'll give the title here. I'll see use case gram. D 365 ERP. I'll just say ERP. And then I've already if highlighted this particular blank canvas. I don't want to use any template. If you want to use template, you can make a use of template, but I don't want to make a use of template. So I will create my own, and I create, and so and now it's going to open a blank canvas for me to start creating my use case. And like we see, we have a lot of libraries here where you can grab. So if you, all these are called libraries. Various, you see UML, that is Unified Modeling Language. So we have libraries, flowcharts, entry relationship, basics. So if what you are looking for, the library you are looking for is not here, you can click on more shapes to take you to where you select the ones you want, so that they can appear here. But I will not go start searching one library one by one. I'll use general search to make the work easy for me. And I'll click here and I'll write use case so that it can get me the shapes I want to use to create my diagram. I'll say use case and I'll search. As you can see, I've got you see these use cases, you see hanging man, and yeah, and more results. Let me see. So these are use cases, but before then, I will need a container, which is going to be my system. First, let me get a container before I go to use case shapes. I'll say container, bring various containers for. So I will choose any of these container. I'll choose this particular container. And so I've got a container. Now for me to, so this container is highly flexible, it's not going to break. So if you want to use it, don't miss it for him. You like it when you are squeezing. So that's it. And got container. So the next thing is to grab the use cases we are going to use. So okay, container here, go back to search for use case, use case. So it's use case, and I'll enter. So I've got various use cases here. You see this use case, this another use case. I will use this another use case. So I just want a simple use case. These are actors. This is a communication part. This is the relationship. This this relationship, and this is the actor we are going to use. So let me first grab use cases, and we'll take this particular shape. I'll drag it and drop here, and this container, I will rename this container to B365 ERP Business Central. Okay, that is our system. And we'll have use case here. If you want, you can go and bring in them. If you want, you can duplicate them. It's all the same. Also, I will duplicate as many as I want. And so we've got some use cases here already. And okay, and I have to go get the actors. I will grab the hanging man, and I'll bring the hanging man here, and I can duplicate hanging man. So, and duplicate and duplicate again. So we'll have these are actors, have different actors now waiting for action, and can even take another one here. So okay, then we have to start renaming our actors and the use cases and start using a relationship to link them together, because the use cases will go here have got no name. So what is the first use case we got here? We've got system configuration. That's system configuration and setup. That is a use case. And that is where the system starts. You have to set it up and configure it before any other person can start using it. And okay, and I will scale it down to fit in. Okay. Then another use case we need is manage financials. Is another use case. For the purpose that we are going to work on this Dynamics 365, I'm not going to go beyond these 4 use cases because for me to finish it is feeding you, and I'm not gonna do that. Okay, so okay, and another one is create and manage and track inventory level. So you can see we have, you have 8 use cases we've captured here. I will only develop 4 of them. That's fair enough. And then we have this actor. What's the name? We have an admin, a system administrator. That's another very big role in IT. There's always job for them. For those who want to be a system administrator, you can see everything we do today is a system, one application or the other. They are being administered by a system administrator. Okay, and then we have accountants. And then what next? We have sales rep. No, sales rep are very, very busy people. And every company needs salespeople. And what's the name? Inventory manager. We grab inventory manager to the diagram. Yep. And okay, it's now time to show relationship. And this is the relationship we are going to use. This relationship here, we're connecting it to this administrator. What the administrator doing here? What's his business here? This is the business. So place the client is getting, I can duplicate as well. The client is now getting a feel after this of how the system is going to work and what who is performing which role within the system. And so and accountant manages financials, and sales rep does manages create and manage sales order, and inventory manager, what's he doing? Inventory manager track the inventory level in the ERP system. So, you know, these are not the only people here. A lot of other people working here. And you see, I've captured a use case diagram. If I send this to my client, you will have a feel of how many people are going to be benefiting from this system. So, and that will make him happy to know that this is we have return on a good return on investment. And see this argument. Can use any color you want. If you like, you can leave it plain. So this is just me playing around. And yep, done. And I need to write a report and send this report to my clients showing the use cases, because we are going to start implementation very soon. So I want him to have a view of what we are going to deploy. If there is any mistake in the requirements we captured, it can be corrected before we finally proceed to implementation. So that's the key purpose. And to do that, I'll go to the exports. I will export this as a PNG so that I can be able to attach it in any document. And I'll click, say exports. And how do I want it? I want it to be downloaded. I'll download it on my system and I'll be able to get it into here. It's already downloaded on my system. And I'll go down here and I'll capture it here so that the client cannot, you see, this is a long note. I'm not interested in all these long notes as a client. I want something visual. And I'll click Insert, Image, Upload, and it's here. Boom, it's landed. And that's it. And that's our use case diagram. So that is say D365 ERP business central use case diagram. And I'll give it a bright highlight. And that's it. Job done. So I'm done with you guys on this. So if you have any question, I'm all yours now. So we've seen what is use cases, use case diagram, and we've seen how to create one. So Mr. Obonna, you're raising your hand. How may I help you?
Yeah, good evening, sir. Thanks for the illustration.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to find out how do I, if I'm asked as a business analyst to develop this case, how do I get the information that I will use to develop this? How do I
All
source
this,
it?
you can source it anywhere. You can Google, you can use AI, you can even visit the application itself and read up the applications. And every application, they have all their use cases. I call this Dynamics 365. If you go to Dynamics 365 in Microsoft, if you go to their page, you don't relax. You have to read a lot. So if you go to the any application you want, you must read that, understand that application very well. Everything they offer, like this Dynamics 365 ERP, you cannot, if you go to, for instance, in this particular one, if you go to Microsoft Learn, they have a lot of courses there where you see, although they might not show you, but they will show you there's a lot of things, resources there. So you go there, you read the resources, or you can go to the application business page. They are going to list all the things, all the benefits, and more. And more again, you can go to all this AI will help you, but for you to use AI, you must have understand it very well so that if AI made a mistake, you know where there is a mistake or not and correct it.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, Karimot.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Okay. So someone shared a story recently about how she applied for a business analyst job, and it requires the person to have a UI UX design knowledge. So I think she was given a business case and she was told to solve it. So she said she designed a prototype of the application and its solution. She just showed a brief video about how the application. So she designed a full application showing how they were going to work. So I just wanted to know, can that also be described as a use case?
That is not a use case. We have what we call prototype. We've just given it the name to prototype. If it's not prototype, it's not. You go and read up the difference between prototype and use cases. We have prototype, we have wireframe, we have mock-up. They are different things. So a UI, US UI designer is a US, but some people, some companies will want to have everything in business analysis. We've discussed, we've captured roles within business analysis and what a business analyst should do. I told you that if you are entering a small company, that's why you have to equip yourself with a lot of skills. They will not only want you to be a business analyst, they want you to be a change manager, they want you to be a tester, which is QA, quality assurance. They want you to be a project manager. So, but the answer to your question is that a mock-up or what do you say again, is different. They are different things. But as a business analyst, you can learn some of all those things, in addition to this. But what I'm telling you is cost case of a business analyst. So going down into UA UX is a bit out of our scope.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Any other question? Deborah?
Good evening, Mr. Charles. So please, I just want to follow up on the first response you gave. Does it mean that a use case diagram can only be created after an ERP platform has been selected?
So what are you, if you have not selected the system, what are you going to create? Use case on what? Is a use case on a system. If you are not choosing a particular system, how are you going to create a use case? So for instance, now, let me say a vehicle. You want to create a use case on a vehicle. You can start creating use case on Peugeot. At the end of the day, what your client, you are trying to convince a client to buy a car. And at the end of the day, your client don't want Peugeot, they want a Tesla, electric Tesla. So the Peugeot, can you use Peugeot use case for a Tesla?
No, sir.
So that is the answer. So you have to wait until you know the exact. You say, I didn't say ERP. I know you are working towards ERP, but there are so many ERPs and they provide different use cases. They might be similar, but they are not the same. They might not capture everything. What Dynamics 365 Business Central capture might be different from the one from Sage provide, and it might be different from the one SAP provide. These are different vendors. So you have to wait to know exact one. And you can see, even in Microsoft, if you are they say, okay, Microsoft is not offering only one ERP. Microsoft have Business Central ERP for small and medium enterprise. They equally have finance and control for larger enterprise. So you have to wait. They have different functionalities because it's meant for different class of customers. So it's a better way for you to communicate, but at the time you should be creating use case, you and your client have already agreed on the system you are designing. And as you are designing, you are at this point, should be the first time you are communicating with them to show them how the users are going to use the system and the benefits attached. You create use cases, then you crown it with a diagram.
Okay, Mr. Charles, thank you.
All right. Sean, for me.
Good evening, Mr. Charles. So
Good
I just
evening.
want to cap what you just said. So in other words, use case is actually to elaborate the benefits and the selected ERP has to offer. I want to believe that's what use case is all about, sir. Am I correct,
It's
sir?
not selected ERP has to offer a system. Don't say I said ERP.
Okay, the selected system has to offer. Okay,
Yes.
okay, thank you for that color.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Not just benefits to show how, not benefits, how benefits is number one. You see when I listed the importance of the benefits of it, the interaction, the way the system interacts with the user, identifying who is going to use it, and the benefits, how they are using it. Because you might say the way they are going to use it, and it might not really be beneficial to some people. So, but you see benefit because he is providing clear information, clear visual information on how this system is going to be used and what is available within this. Because if you are trying to you try to capture as much use cases as possible, showing everything, so that if the client is not happy with the level of functionalities, I might say, no, oh, I thought this has much more functionalities, you know, the way we can use it, but it means so that it means we can only use this for finance alone. Some people might be want to use it equally for CRM or like HR over the time. They say, oh, I thought this ERP is very scalable. I didn't know it's just so shallow. So it's a way of communicating to the client before you start implementation, so that if there is any need for further adjustments, it can be done at this point before they putting effort into configuration and deployment.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Charles. Thank you.
All right. So, all right, this is part of what you guys need to be doing. So, and I think next time we're going to look at test cases. And once we've done that, we're rounding everything about designing, solution design, and yeah, so we are progressing. Okay, and at this point, I'll say, because we don't have any more questions, I'll say good night. I'm sorry I have to leave because I have other classes waiting for me to join.
Thank you, Mr. Charles. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good
Thank
night.
you.
All
Yeah,
right.
good night.
Charles.